Hey guys, welcome back to my little knitting podcast. This is a mini episode and I do not have a mic for it right now because I did not feel like going and grabbing it from the garage because that's where my husband has it set up right now. So I'm going to leave that for him. So hopefully this doesn't sound too bad. But I just kind of wanted to talk about some acquisitions I've made yarn-wise, notions-wise, and then a little bit about some WIPs and finished objects that I've had. So I want to start with my finished objects. Let's start off positive, because I actually have a couple and I'm pretty impressed with myself. The first thing I made is a bandana. I am really bad at remembering which patterns are named what, so I'll always include the pattern name, but I knit this little bandana for my mother-in-law's dog. I need to make a second one because she's coming here next week. So, I don't know, but I'm using some scrap yarn from the Selma Sleepsuit by Petite Knit that I still need to seam together and add the buttons to, but I'm very excited to have this done. It is the perfect weather right now for my daughter to be wearing it, and it's going to fit her hopefully all winter long. I also just finished my mom's Winter Tales shawl, I guess you could call it, Winter Tales shawl. I still need to wash it and block it because it'll get a lot bigger, which I'm hoping is the case because I knit it a little bit smaller than it recommended, knowing that garter grows. It doesn't smell like super woolly, which I do appreciate. And then also it's very, very soft considering it's 100% wool and then mohair combined. My other work in progress right now is this little rabbit hood. I'm super excited. I'm using a superwash extra fine merino from Sublime, and I think the color is so cute. It's a little bit more mustardy than I thought it was, because in these single skeins it's like kind of a lemony yellow, but knit up it looks a little bit more mustardy to me. But I'm very excited. I really just have to work the front and back of the bib for the hood and then the ears, and then I'll wash it, block it, and it should come out to probably like a size 0 to 3 month or closer to 3 to 6 month. I knit pretty tight, so I should have sized up my needles, but I didn't. I just knit the next size up. And then my last work in progress is the Foolproof Cardigan by We Made Wardrobe, I believe. And this is my favorite pattern I've ever knit as far as garments go. I made that glow cardigan with the Lang Cloud yarn in 005. It's more of like a rich rainbowy color. And I really liked it at first, but since knitting this pattern, it makes me kind of regret using the yarn for that pattern, just because I feel like the construction was a little bit confusing and it's not exactly the shape that I wanted or the fit that I wanted for it. So I may frog it and not use that yarn to make a foolproof cardigan, but use that yarn to make a couple more baby sweaters, which I still need to make a pattern tutorial for. I may just write something up. I don't know what's easier. I don't know if people would prefer a tutorial where they could watch how to make a sweater, or if they would prefer that I just write a pattern that they could refer to and not have to sit and watch. I don't know. If you have a preference, let me know. If I should do both, let me know. I considered not writing a pattern just because I didn't want to figure out sizing. But what I might do instead is a tutorial of just the newborn size. And then maybe write a pattern for sizes newborn through 1 year, if that's helpful. We'll see. Either way, I really want to make a tutorial so that people can knit it, because I've had a lot of people say that as first-time knitters, they want to make something for their babies, and I'm feeling really bad because it's coming so late, but it's for your next baby. I think that's my last WIP. No, it's not. So I also am working on another one of those bandanas. It's the Drops Extra Fine Merino, also superwash, and I really enjoyed working with it. Personally, I feel like there's not a huge difference between that and the Sublime or any other like nicer superwash I've used. So if you're looking for a budget superwash, Drops will work perfectly fine. I guess we're on to acquisitions because I accidentally pulled this out, but I bought a single size from the ChowGoo brand with I think this is a 20 centimeter cable, just to test it out because I've heard such good things about ChowGoo, but I've not been able to bring myself to invest in an entire needle set because I don't know if I want to work with shorties or if they're going to be too uncomfortable for my hands. But I am stuck on Sleeve Island with a lot of projects because I hate doing magic loop and I don't like knitting with DPNs as much. So it might be a good option for sleeves. But if you have ChowGoo and you like it, will you let me know which of the sets is the best? Whether it's the shorties, the 4-inch. I think these are the 4-inch. I don't know. But I did buy a pair of these just to work with on some of my smaller projects, just to get a feel for whether or not I like them. I also got the Coco Knits Earth Tone Stitch Stoppers, and I'm very excited. By the way, I went to an in-person like storefront for yarn for the first time in forever. We kind of have one here in my small town, but it's mostly a quilt shop. So it was exciting to be able to go in and find more name brand yarns that I've been looking for. I bought this, it's Barocco Vintage DK Weight Machine Washable Blend in a slow berry color. And I bought a pattern, I think they're the Joey pants. Like I said, I literally cannot remember pattern names very well. But it called for 150 grams, so I bought 200 grams of this. And the only thing I'll say is there was not a single price tag on anything in the store except for the Coco Knit stuff. Like I didn't know how much the needles were and I didn't know how much this yarn was. And this was $22 for a hank. So I spent $44. And when I looked online through Wool & Co., this is $10.50 a hank. So that kind of hurt it a little bit because that's double the cost that I was kind of expecting. But it was fun to go shop in person and support a smaller business in my grandma's town. So worth it. But they better turn out freaking killer. And then I think my last acquisition is for a very exciting project. I am test knitting a pattern. I don't remember what it's called or who it's by, but I follow her and I've done her other patterns, mostly her crochet stuff, and I really, really enjoy her patterns. And I was excited to get to do this test knit. So I ordered all my yarn last week, and I ordered, I think it was I was supposed to order 750 grams for the size that I want to knit, but I ordered 800 because you just never know. Plus, there's no shortage of projects that I need scraps for. So I ordered, I believe this is a light heather gray from Pure Gint. And it's kind of scratchy. So I'm really hoping that when I wash it and block it and stuff, it softens up. If you have tips for that, I've heard conditioner, I've heard vinegar, so we'll see. But I'm very, very excited. I need to knit a swatch for this as soon as possible because I'm really bad about not knitting a swatch and then ending up with a really big or really small sweater. I'm not willing to risk it. I will probably knit a swatch for this today and cast it on my needles tomorrow. So that's it for my mini pod. I will have something up tomorrow. I'm really loving this long form content option because I don't feel like I have to rush through it like I do with my other social media, but we'll see how it goes. I'm really hoping I can be consistent. I know I have the ability to, but being a mom of 4 kids, one of them being a newborn, is electrifying. So my goal is to always have something up. I'll let you know if I can't, but if you want to see what other stuff I post, I am also on Instagram with the exact same handle and TikTok at the exact same handle. And I also have people ask me what my name is. It's really basic though. So you can call me House and we'll just leave it at that because it's cooler than my real name. I love my real name, but it's cooler than my real name. And you can call me House because I want to feel like home. Anyways, bye guys.